Yes guys, I've been playing the Forza Horizon 4 demo. It's still out at the minute. You can get it on the Microsoft Store. It works for the Xbox and the PC. I quickly hooked my wheel up, a T300 wheel that I've got, wheel and pedal system, and immediately the game found the wheel, which was great. You can also put up a custom profile for your wheel, set up and rebind all the buttons, so that's great. Unfortunately, when I got in the car and actually started to drive the car with the wheel and pedals in cockpit mode, which is the only place you should be driving really with a wheel, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. No feel at all on the force feedback. It was really poor. But the worst thing about it is the car steering wheel only has 90 degrees rotation. Most wheels now do a minimum of 900 degrees, but when the car in the game only does 90, which is ridiculous when you think of how far road cars wheels turn, you know. But in Forza they do 90 degrees, which means you've got a hyper sensitive steering wheel. It's ridiculous and pretty much undrivable on a wheel when you're trying to race. It's fine if you're just cruising around the roads on a wheel. You have to be really careful when you're just touching the wheel, or it will throw you off, and it's awful. When you compare this to the Crew, the wheel support and force feedback and physics of the Crew absolutely blows Forza Horizon 4 away. I mean, it's a shame that the Crew's shite, and Forza Horizon is a way better game, but as far as wheel support, oh my goodness, the developers of Forza Horizon could really learn a lot from the developers of the Crew, and that's tragic. I played it for about an hour and a half with a wheel, and I put a controller in, redid the races. I won every single race first time with a controller. It wasn't even difficult. It's just awful, the wheel support in this game. I don't know what I'm going to do when I review it. I'm probably going to have to race with the controller and then just cruise around and drive with the wheel, because it's the cruising around that I really like to do in games like this. And when you do that with a controller, it looks awful. I mean, pretty much with a controller you have to do third person anyway, and you can see here, but with a controller, trying to stick to your side of the road and make it look natural is very difficult. When you're in a car, when you're using a wheel and you're in the cockpit, it's way easier to just stay on your side of the road. And I must say, the roads are fantastic, as are the graphics in this, and it does really give you that realistic feel when you're driving along with a wheel and pedal in cockpit on the roads, just cruising. It reminded me a lot of Test Drive Unlimited 2. You could do that so easily in Test Drive, and it was really good. I can't wait to play the full game of this. All we have in the demo is, it's quite a large area of the map. There's about 6 or so races in, a couple of stunts, and that's about it really. There's off-road races and street races basically. You can also upgrade your car with different engines and parts basically that will give your car more performance. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can actually pick a target of a performance of a car, and you can put an auto manager onto it who will automatically aim to get your car as powerful as that using the bits that you've got. You can also fine-tune your car. There's quite a lot of options really for the fine-tuning. So you can, alter the roll bars, the tyre pressures, the gear ratios and all stuff like that, just to tweak your car to get the best out of it for different races that you do. It pretty much revolves around the seasons. That's the big thing for Forza Horizon 4. Basically, each season unlocks a load of different races for that season, and you have to qualify for each season by doing well in a certain amount of races, and and getting points. And getting points and influence is pretty easy. If you actually crash in this game, if you come off road and you're trying to get your car back on the road, inevitably you'll be spinning out, you'll be doing a couple of drifts, you'll be smashing up fences and walls and hedges and ploughing through fields, and all the time you're desperately trying to get your car back on the road. The game actually thinks you're doing stunts, and it's like, oh great 180 there, oh great 360, oh a drift, oh wow, what a combo of a 180, a drift, and now a donut, here have a load of points. And it's like, no mate, I'm not actually doing tricks, I'm crashing. And it's like, oh well, have the points anyway. It's like a kids arcade game, guys. You can't fail in this game. It's one of them games that I think it's meant for younger people, to be honest with you. Kids. I think it's a bit of a kids game, this. But I can tell you now, I'm going to love it. I'm going to be buying Aston Martins and Ferraris and cruising around the roads pretending I actually have them cars and doing all that shit. I'll be having a house, a player house in this game. I'll be finding wrecks if there's wrecks. I'm not too bothered about the racing, but in multiplayer cruising with other people, it's all good fun. So I'll be loving this game when it comes out, because I'm a big Forza fan. It's not as good as the Test Drive, but I've got to say that because it just is true, So there wasn't a lot to see in this game, but what I did see was pretty much okay, apart from, like I say, the wheel support. Also the AI was a bit iffy. There was quite a few head-on crashes just happen. The AI overtaking on summits of hills and blind bends, which is a bit shit as well. The game's also ticking every fucking SJW box imaginable as well, which is just nauseating to see, really. It's sad that developers these days have that as an agenda in a game. It's just bollocks, really. But other than that, guys, it is looking promising. I just hope they fix the wheel support. They really need to, because Microsoft have a long pedigree of racing games and driving games. I mean, all the way back to Midtown Madness, which I loved back in the day. There's no excuse for a AAA game to have poor wheel and pedal support. It's just lazy. So get that fixed, and when the game releases full, I'll be giving it a full review, and I'm still excited for this game. I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great fun to play. So there you go, guys. If you've got a controller, you're in luck, because you're going to have fun with this game.